Hi, Chanel here. This weekend is 9 years I started Future Fashion Designers. I started in 2010 on Martin Luther King Day. That was my first day of classes, and that would be on January 19th. So 9 years, wow. So this summer is going to be our 10th year of summer camps. I can only think of how many students I have taught how to sew. I started the school for kids. I wanted to work with kids, teach them my craft. Since I didn't have any kids myself, I wanted to make sure I shared my talent with somebody. And think about it, I have at least 100 kids this summer, so this will be 10 years. That's like 1,000 kids. And then throughout the whole year I teach too, so I can't even fathom how many kids I've taught how to sew. Then there's all the adults that I teach, so wow, this has been amazing in one little town. So it's been really fun. I also survived the move from our bigger studio to the new one. When I started thinking about it, I could buy the building with all the rent I've paid here. And I was like, I just can't do this anymore. So I moved to a smaller location. I'm next to Hebrews Coffee, and sometimes I can hear their blender going. And then I next to Epic Chop House, and I smell steak now instead of pizza. So I don't know what's better, but it's I'm really getting used to the place here. It's smaller. I like it. It's very artistic, and it's going well. But why I did the move is I wanted to launch an online class program, and I have been working on that since last year. I started, it was before summer camps went, I started taping my beginner sewing classes, and then the whole move, I got paused. And then this new place took me a while to get it going. So now I feel like I'm kind of getting it together. But today I launched and published my first class. It's on teachable.com. They're giving me a whole URL. I got to figure all that part. I figured out how to edit and shoot video, do all that, but now the tech part is quite challenging. But it's going to be Future Fashion Designers Academy, and these are a lot of classes I have planned, and Sewing 101 is in there, and then Fashion Design 101 is in there, but those are going to take a little bit of time to get that done. Wow, there's a lot of steps in there. I'm kind of putting a lot more into it. That's 6 or 7 classes instead of our 5. And today I launched, I have 2 free classes, one that I've already got done, but I don't have it on this program yet. It's on Skillshare.com. It's called Fashion Lingo, Be in the Know. That's this one. And that's about 30 minutes long, and it's about the words that are used in the fashion industry, like tech pack, drape, hand, engineered print, like all these words that the industry uses that when a new designer goes into do maybe an internship or so, they're going to hear these words and they'll be like, what? So when I went into costume design, they had a lot of industry words, and I didn't know some of them, and you kind of learn them all as you go, and I was too embarrassed to ask. So, and Google wasn't as easy back then. I would just Google it. But I wish I had a class like that to kind of go over all these. Okay, what's that mean? What's that mean? Because we had all kinds of weird forms that we had, they called them. But the class I published today it's an intro class. It's called The 9 Steps to Succeed as a Designer. And these are steps when I went from fashion design to costume design 21 years ago. Whew, that's a long time ago. I had to plan out, how am I going to do this? How am I going to, get into a new career? And I remember starting with my vision, and I got a mentor, and my portfolio, and all that. So in that class, it's the free intro class, I go over all of these steps, and I how they work for you, and doing them. There's 9 of them, doing all of them, and getting your action plan together, and then kind of making it seem a little more simpler, and then being able to get it worked out. Blah, blah. The next, what I'm doing, actually what I'm finished shooting, now I have to I edit it, everything. Now I gotta publish it, and that takes forever. My God, to putting videos on. Is the detailed version of the 9 steps. And with that, I put worksheets in there, all these kind of like target sheets that I work on, and to make a goal happen. And so that's my first paid class that I'll have on this site, and I'm pretty excited about that. And then I'm working simultaneously on the Sewing 101 class, and I also have my favorite class is Vintage Inspired Design. I used to teach that when I first started here. I have it every once in a while now, but I'd have like 8-10 people in a class, and then it just kind of trickled. Maybe I just wasn't, advertising it as much, but I love that class. That's going to be, each class is on one decade in U.S. history in the 90s, and what fashions were in that decade and how we use them today to make new fashions. So I love clothing history, and I want to find people that love it too and really get into it, like what was happening in America and why were they wearing certain things. Like fashion kind of went with what was happening in the world. So that's one of the classes. I also have simple class on what does a fashion designer do, and color personalities, and all about fabrics. That's a big one. Fashion designers medium, all about fabrics. I've been trying to get that class going for a while. Like how to, how is it different to sew on chiffon? Like what needle do you use? What kind of thread? Versus like denim. So what kind of, treatments does that use? Can you press it? All those like characteristics of each fabric. So I'll be working on that one. But until then, I will let you know when I get all those links together, and how you can go on there and find them. So I have Future Fashion Designers here in Mooresville, and Future Fashion Designers Academy is going to be the online classes. So I hope that you will take a look at them, and drop me an email if you want to take a class, because the winter is pretty busy here, and then spring gets a little slower with everybody going to soccer and stuff. Sewing is much safer than soccer, by the way. So anyway, hope you're all well, and I will see you later.